So when I was a kid, I didn't think it's a problem nor that did it matter to me, but obviously it mattered to my friend, and I didn't quite understand it then, but I understood it now as I grew older. But because I had a lot of learning experience and exposure, I think exposure is more for me than anything else because I can see the perspective that people don't quite understand why it happened like that. Because I didn't, I don't, it shouldn't be a problem, but it is. Um, so I wanted to tell you a story um, about why I wanted to make people aware of the problem that exists in the Asian community or Asian men or Asian women community because it exists, and it shouldn't exist at all. But I'm gonna make it very aware of it because it's a problem, and I wanted to either help expand people perspective and point of view that could help them understand. Okay, so back in the day, I was going to. Actually, no, you know what? We were in the kung fu school, right? My friend and I, we were in the kung fu school, and my friend, he had this thing where he just don't like Asian or Asian woman, Asian girl dating other races other than uh, Asian, because I guess he liked Asian, right? And so I didn't really care, right? I didn't like people like you didn't care? No, I didn't care. Why would I care? Look, if you think about it, why was I in kung fu school in the first place? To do martial arts, to do kung fu. Why do I care about who's dating who, right? And he didn't really understand, like, cause he was talking to me. I was like, okay, I don't really care. Why would I care if a girl dating a guy? Like, why? Like, if they like each other, they like each other. Who cares? Like, I don't care. I mean, it's good for them, right? They're dating each other. I don't care. Like, I don't, I don't know. I don't think I know that person. I think I only talked to a couple of people in kung fu. I don't socially. I was shy. I think. I don't know. I don't. I wasn't. Was I? No, I don't. I wasn't. My friend, he know a lot of people in kung fu school. Me, I just do the form. I was just there. Um, I had a lot of fun memories of going to kung fu schools. I took the bus. I remember I took the bus there uh, to go to kung fu, and I would usually go home late, taking the bus. I remember taking the bus. I remember going to kung fu school, uh, taking the staff with me to go to kung fu school, and uh, people would stare at me and bring it back home at night. Man, those days, man, I was coming home like at least 10, and those were the days, right? And so I didn't think it would be a problem, but he kept saying these things to me, and it's like because it was like a Asian Chinese girl or something, or and then a white guy. That's like, why would I care? Like, it doesn't matter to me because when I was going through my elementary school, all I liked was white girls, right? I remember there was in fifth grade, there was a fifth grade, and there was this white girl, right? And she was hot, and I was like, wow, she's hot. I liked her, but after that, the feeling's gone, and I was like, I don't like her anymore because I don't know. Because there was another girl that I liked because she was really kind to me, and of course I think my whole family know her name, but she was white, right? And when I was in another elementary school, because we moved from there to here, my when I was a kid, I had a friend that's a girl who's white, right? And I think that people don't understand why Asian people date other races. It is not because of course, they like them, but it's because what they are exposed to at a very young age, or I would say proximity, right? Uh, what was it? Tony Robbins say proximity is power, right? Proximity is close or whatever. See, when I was a kid in elementary school, either fifth grade, there were a couple Asian girls, right? I remember the name, and I remember We were sitting across each other, but I didn't like them. I could care. It's not that I didn't care. It's like I didn't even see them. I didn't like them. Like it doesn't matter, right? And that's the thing that I wanted to say. Like I couldn't see. I wouldn't like them. So, but I liked this girl for a long time. Like I liked her. But is the exposure that you have, that's why you liked it. I think too many Asian men, why I say Asian men are idiots, because they're basing on the skin color and the races or their own what race, instead of judging based on how the person or how the couple are feeling, or how they met and how they uh, fall in love, right? I think we should judge by a person by the way that they love and care for each other, right? And most Asian men don't think about that. Because I was thinking about that a lot. I was like, wait a second, we're thinking this backwards. Shouldn't we think that a love and caring and for the person, instead of thinking the other way around, instead of the race, right? The reason why this problem exists, because I think that people don't understand. Because I once asked a Japanese lady, and because I wanted to understand why is it. Now I truly understand what it is. It's not because she told me this Japanese lady that is married to a Caucasian guy, and she said it's not because she married him because he was Caucasian, because they fell in love with each other, right? I think love should matter most, but most Asian men and women take it out of context, right? They don't base out of, they think because the other Asian people like other races, and they think it's because they reject other whatever Asian, but it's because these people got together because they fell in love. They liked each other, they care about each other, so they fell in love, right? So that's what happened. But most oftentimes we don't see these type of things, and we don't think that that it matters to these Asian men so much. But I was like, now that I think about it, why does it matter? Like I was thinking about this, right? If a Asian woman or Asian girl who love another person, and for me, I don't get to hate on them. Why would I hate on them, right? And you're probably like, you shouldn't hate on them because they're in love. And that's the thing, right? Most Asian men, they don't understand. Like, what's the point of, why does it matter so much if, why do you hate it so, you don't even, why? You don't even like, okay, here's the thing. If you don't love them, like, if you haven't fallen in love with them, you haven't cared about them, or you haven't, like, have feelings or anything for it, why does it matter? Like, why does it even fucking matter? And then in my head, I was like, you know what? You can tell all those Asian men to go fuck themselves. And people were like, damn, that's violent. No, it's not violent. I'm just saying, like, yeah, bro. People, I think Asian men and women have this backwards, right? Is you should, based on how much they love each other, how much they care for each other, how much they like each other, not based on the color of their skin or their I think that's why I think that this problem exists, and it will exist. But until someone step up and give them the perspective and the expansive awareness, that it's, most people take it for granted that uh people are taking this backwards. So that's why I think that this problem exists, and it will always exist. Since this problem exists, I want it to be able to make people aware of that. So, and I think that people who do these things are very, it's not that they don't, it's because they lack what experiences, they lack awareness, they lack the exposure. I think exposure is and very important, and the experience is very important, because if you haven't been in a situation, or you haven't the exposure, you wouldn't understand it. You can't base on it. You should base on how much the person love each other and like each other. That should matter more than anything in this world, other than hating on other people for loving each other, right? And then I think that's very important. That's my thoughts today, and I hope that people I'm not saying Asian men are idiot. I'm just saying for this aspect of Asian men who do these things or vice versa, right? And I don't hate Asian men or Asian women. It doesn't matter. It's just that if for me, I usually when for me I fall in love easily, right? And I usually fall in love with whether the girl I love or whatever, and I usually follow my heart. But okay, so anyway, usually it should be out of love, right? It's out of caring for the person, but we're looking at this backwards, very backwards. And that's my thoughts and my thinking today. And I think that people should be flexible, but if it's a problem, and so shall I make people aware of it. Bang, 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 bang. Good night.